Bonjour tout le monde. It's me, Claire. I'm back again with another French Grover, and this time it is going to be on French colors and numbers. So let's get into it. The first color is white, and the French word for white is blanc. Kind of looks like blank, which is a good way to remember, but it is said blanc. So why don't you go ahead and try it. The next color is black, and the French word for black is noir. Go ahead and try that. Again, it's noir. The next color is red, and the French word for red is rouge. There we go, rouge. This one's pretty easy. There's no like strange French pronunciation sounds. It's pretty simple. It's just rouge. And then the next color is orange. And get ready, the French word for orange is orange. So, as you can see, it's spelled the exact same way as it is in English, but there is a little bit of that back of the throat action that we often get in French. So it's said orange. Go ahead and try. Again, orange. But if you can't say it quite perfectly with the, back of the throat R sound, that's okay. The next color is going to be yellow, and the French word for yellow is jaune. So, doesn't really sound the way it looks, but it again is said jaune. So in French, whenever you see a J, it isn't going to be like J like it is in English. It's going to be more of a J sound. So it's more long and less harsh. Again, this word is pronounced jaune, and that is French for yellow. The next color is green, and the French word for green is vert. Oop, there we go, vert. So at the end of this, it looks like it would be said vert, but if you were to pronounce it in English, but when you pronounce it in French, it's said vert. And the next word, or the next color, is blue, and the French word for blue is bleu. So it's almost the exact same spelling, except for the E and the U are switched. So it becomes bleu. It's pretty fun to say. Why don't you try? The next color is purple or violet, which is interesting considering that the French word for purple or violet is this. Looks like violet, but when you say it in French, it's pronounced violet. And when you see the ET letters in French, it's almost always going to make the A sound. So here, it's violet. And the next color is pink. And, when we say roses are red, violets are blue, that poem. However, we say roses are red, but in French, the French word for pink is what looks like rose. When you say it in French, it sounds more like rose because they don't have that hard R sound that we do in English. But it's a very difficult word to say because of that hard R sound, or that soft back of the throat R sound going right into the O. So if you can't say this one right away, that's okay. But again, it's pronounced rose. And the last color that we're going to be learning today is brown. And the word for brown in French is marron. Again, this has that really hard back of the throat sound. So it sounds like marron. But if you can't say that right away, that's okay. It's kind of like maroon, except there's no hard R and there's only one O. So it sounds like marron, and you don't pronounce the N at the end. So those were the French colors that we're going to be learning today. So let's move into numbers. So we'll be learning 1 through 20, and we'll go through them one at a time. So 1 is un. Yep, that UN is pronounced un. You kind of just make like a sound. If you play Minecraft, when you get hit by someone, they go, you know what I'm talking about? It's kind of like that, but a little more sophisticated. So, 2 is de. 3 is trois. So the OIS in this word is pronounced wa, so then it becomes trois. 4 is quatre. So this kind of has like a double whammy of hard sounds in it because the cat kind of has quatre. So 1, 2, 3, quatre. But if you're saying it quickly, French people often will just say quatre. 5 is cinq. So it kind of sounds like if you're saying sink in like a funny accent. So cinq. 6 is, wait for it, looks like it would be 6, but in fact it's pronounced six. 7 is sept. You don't pronounce the P there, so basically pretend it's S-E-T, sept. 8 is huit. The H-U makes a W, like a W sound, so huit. 9 is neuf. And 10 is dix. So dix and six rhyme with each other. So altogether that sounds like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Go ahead and try that. All right, let's move on to 11 through 20. So there's a fun trend in 11 through 16 that you will notice, and then similar trend in 17, 18, and 19. So 11 is onze. And if we remember back, we know that 1 is un, and so it kind of carries over to 11 being onze. And then 12 is douze, just like how 2 is de, 12 is douze. 13 is treize. So you're kind of seeing the pattern here. 14 is quatorze. 15 is quinze. So this one doesn't really follow the pattern because the other ones all sound kind of similar. Quinze follows the pattern in terms of it has the Z on the end, but if you remember, 5 is cinq and 15 is quinze. So they're similar, but not quite. 16 is seize, just like 6 is six, 16 is seize. And this is where the pattern changes. So now 17 is dix-sept. So we remember that dix is 10 and sept is 7. So really, this is directly translated is 10, 7, 17, dix-sept. 18 is very similar, dix-huit. 19 is also very similar, dix-neuf. And then we get to 20, the pattern stops. And 20 is vingt. Vingt. So it's kind of just like a vingt, like un, but you add a V, vingt. You don't really say the N, G, or T, or honestly really the I. Some French words, when you look at how they're spelled, they don't really make a lot of sense, but that's kind of the fun. So 11 through 20 altogether sounds like onze, douze, treize, quatorze, quinze, seize, dix-sept, dix-huit, dix-neuf, vingt. So let's count all the way back from 1. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So if you repeat that, that's 1 through 20, and you can count to 20 in French now. And that's all I have for you today. Again, if there's anything that you're burning to know how to say in French, go ahead and comment it down below, and maybe I'll get to it in another Grover. But until then, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you soon.